Welcome back to the Sports News Analysis YouTube channel. My name is Mike. I'm continuing my Week 15 NFL previews and analysis. This video is for the game between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Minnesota Vikings. This game will be played in Minnesota. The Vikings with a record of 3-9-1. The Eagles with a record of 8-5. First of all, from an injury standpoint, Adrian Peterson looks like he's not going to play in this game, so that's the angle I'm giving this preview from. And if you look at these two teams on the surface, they're very similar in two statistical categories. Okay, they're both very good at running the football. Obviously, the Eagles are number 1 in the league in that department, and Minnesota sits at number 7 in the league. A big part of that Minnesota run game, again, won't be playing in this one, however. They're both very bad at defending the pass, although the Eagles are trending and getting better in that department. As the season goes on, these two teams both give north of 280 yards through the air per game. So where do the differences come in these two teams? The quarterback position, first and foremost. The Eagles are able to stabilize the quarterback position this year with Nick Foles, and the Vikings have never been able to. What goes along with that is the turnover differential. Philly sits at +9, Minnesota at -7. That Philly defense has gotten a lot better here the last 8 or 9 games, guys. And if you haven't been paying attention, they're really an emerging unit that is starting to play better, starting to adapt to the scheme better, and their new parts are really gelling. And I think that's what's setting them apart here, along with obviously the play of Nick Foles and, in essence, opening up that run game for LaShawn McCoy and company. A lot of explosive players in this game, even with Peterson out. You have all the cast of characters that Philly has. Deshaun Jackson, certainly LaShawn McCoy. And then you have in the Vikings an exciting guy in Cordero Patterson. If you haven't seen him play yet, guys, be sure to watch him play before the season's out. A very electrifying player, both returning kicks and in the passing game as a receiver. So, this game I think is going to be interesting because I think you're going to get a good effort out of the Vikings. I know they had a very deflating loss last week in the snow there in Baltimore, 5 touchdowns in the last 2 minutes. Okay, they come up a little bit short. The key to win for them is going to be to try to do what they can do to limit the run. Because if you allow Philly to run, then what that opens up is the downfield passing game. Okay, obviously that wasn't much of a threat last week in the snow, but this week, if they're able to run the ball, okay, now Minnesota does give up over 4 yards a carry, so they have to, improve in that area and stop Philly in that respect. If they can, maybe they can stay in the game. And on offense, whoever quarterbacks, whether it's Castle or Ponder, or who even knows if it's Freeman. I don't think it matters at this point because none of them are really very good. Maybe average at best. If they can not turn the ball over, Toby Gerhart is a capable guy. Maybe they can stay in this game. But outside of that, I think Minnesota is going to have to at least score, 24 points to stay within striking distance in this game. And with how bad their defense has been and how much they've turned the ball over this season, it's hard for me to think that a Philly team, who's won 5 in a row, comes in there, needs the game, to separate themselves maybe from Dallas more in the division, or at minimum keep the lead where it is now, and also maybe get back into it from a wild card standpoint as well if either Carolina or San Francisco should falter. So I think the Eagles are a team on the rise, a team that's playing with a lot of consistency and sort of finding ways to get things done. Where Minnesota, I give Leslie Frazier credit. He's probably a coach that's on his way out. He has never really been given the tools, I don't think, especially at the quarterback position, to legitimately be able to do something in Minnesota. The defense, which is supposed to be his forte, has been a disaster, and there's really no explaining that. But in this one, guys, I like Philly to go there and take care of business. They're going to be able to run the football too much in my mind, and those big plays, I think, on the turf with that offense, again, a lot of exciting players, but, I'm leaning heavily towards Philly in this one. Philly -5 over Minnesota in the Metrodome. Guys, let me know what you think. Hit me up in the YouTube comments. Hit me up on Twitter at @SNewsAnalysis. Be sure to subscribe to my channel. I preview and recap every game every week. Always talking the news of the day in the NFL. Be sure to subscribe. Thanks for listening. Have a great night.